Greetings all, Alex here in a park. Today's going to be a response to a question that I had through a comment, and I want to let you know in this video that I'm going to be taking on more questions from you guys on topics that range from self-development, motivation, getting more productive, building your coaching business or freelancing business. So I know there's quite a few that I'm covering, but let me know your questions in future videos, and I'll do something like this. I'll do a video or maybe even an audio that covers your question. Maybe we can make a regular thing of it on a regular day. The question today comes from Nicolas, and he asks, he has an issue with the fact that his work, which is, by the way, look it up, Nicolas Castel, I'll put the link below. He creates very painstaking, very high caliber, well-drawn graphic novel illustration, so comics, but done in a very, I think superior really is the only word I can apply to it. Very, very high caliber stuff, so very, very painstaking quality drawing, draftsmanship and coloring and everything else. And of course, one page of a comic, one page of a graphic novel, or it could be a poster for an advert, whatever the brief is at that point, takes a long time. It takes a lot of energy, and I can relate to this. I've been an illustrator for 10 years plus, not obviously to the same degree of detail as how Nicolas does his work, but very painstaking, very slow process, I can imagine. And this is always, I've been following his work since we met in Spain at a workshop some years ago, and have always thought of that must take a long time, and must be tricky to, as he puts it, pay the bills while at the same time working on his passion project. So this question came out of a video that I did about creating a beacon project, a piece of work that you put all your time and energy into, at least part-time, and create something really fantastic. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a paid project, just something that you really pour your heart and soul into. And this is one of the projects that Nicolas is working on. He's working on a graphic novel, I think. But of course it means that he's working in the same frame for clients in another aspect of his business. He's trying to get work doing similar work that takes a long time and is painstaking. And his problem is simply that things take too long for the payoff. And to be able to sustain his passion project and his ability to create these comics, these graphic novels, it is tricky. So my response, and it might not be the correct answer, but it's just my take on things, and hopefully it helps people see things in a different perspective perhaps. But my take on it, if I was to sit here face to face, would be, I think it's an absolutely brilliant thing to be focusing on something that you are putting your heart and soul into, and that is going to be a superior product, a fantastic, outstanding piece of work. Absolutely keep going with that, and you want to have as much time as you can dedicated to that. And if you can sell it at the end of the day, even better. But of course, this now puts our eyes to the work that you have in addition to this on the side, or as your business that is creating the money to support you to do the passion project. Now, if it is the same kind of work, you can see where the frustration lies. It's difficult, to find the clients in the first place, and then of course you've got to put everything into the creation of that work in order to get paid. My thought is perhaps looking into taking on a different vehicle. A vehicle meaning the kind of project, the kind of work you do in order to make the money. Because what I'm seeing here is that your whole career, Nicolas, is filled with the drawing, which is great if you love what you're doing. That's fantastic. But if you are using the money from drawing to help you live as a comic creator, maybe you'll be satisfied with taking on something else that makes more money per hour put into the work. And these things do exist. I think a lot of us, we follow the mantra of do what you love, the money will come. I agree with that, but there are different vehicles There are certain types of work that require a lot of time and energy, and you'll be paid a certain amount, and there are other types of work that require a lot less time and energy that get you paid a lot more with a bigger payoff. So might you look into a different vehicle, whether that be coaching other people, teaching others? I know that you've looked into all this stuff, and this is really to shed light on this for other people as well. My initial thought was, well, maybe you could use all the skill that you're gaining from working on your passion projects, your graphic novels, and be okay with the idea of not making money on a pro rata basis through the illustration. Maybe you want to use your skills that you've now developed to help other people become good at art in the same way that you've developed those skills. And I know for a fact that teaching and coaching and doing online workshops and courses and things like that, when done well, can be a good way of generating some money a bit more effectively, especially when you can harness the power of multiples, when you have multiple students in one place. And all it requires is a gathering of people who like your work, and you'll probably find that there's already a lot of those people, and you can offer something, maybe online, maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's an online or an in-person demonstration, and you would gather funds that way, and that would then feed into the passion project. And of course, by then, because you have been splitting your life into 2 or more types of activities, you are going to come back to the drawing board refreshed and more willing to enjoy the process of drawing from the heart, rather than from the perspective of, I need to make money from this quickly and possibly harming the passion that you have for the project. So it's about vehicles. It's about what mode of transport are you using to generate income, and maybe you have to get real with yourself in choosing something that is going to more effectively lead to a better financial payoff more quickly. Coaching is where I'm moving here, because this is what I've been talking about more frequently. And one thing I want to leave you with about coaching is, and this is also to encourage people to follow me as well and listen into what I have to say about coaching. I've been doing it for a few years now. One thing I've learned is that you do not need to be a pro, an expert in the thing that you are in the client's work that you are coaching. Say, for example, you took on a banker and you were an illustrator. Most people wouldn't do that, because they would think you'd need to know about banking in order to coach someone. No, you don't. You simply need to be interested in listening and supporting that person and helping them move from A to B to get to their goals, and simply be someone who's in their corner and supports them. And people will happily pay you as long as you're helping them get results. And basically they're doing all the work. You're just facilitating the energy growth and the excitement for what they do. So coaching can be something for everyone. Especially those of you who are interested in helping other people and want to enjoy the fulfillment of seeing someone progress and being in their corner. Just takes a little bit of courage to step into that ring. But that's really my thought. I could go on a little bit longer, but my initial thought is changing vehicles, and you don't need to completely change careers. What I'm saying is change lanes and symbiotically take what you already know and use that in your training, use that in your energy that you can bring to someone as a coach. Even if you're not teaching anything in particular through the coaching, you can still just be that guy that people respect, because you've demonstrated that you can create things. You've demonstrated to the world that you are capable of incredible projects. That is enough for many people. So bear that in mind. Think about what vehicle you're using to make money, and maybe it'll bring a lot more energy and bigger payoffs. What I'm saying to people as well is, don't underestimate the power of money. Go out there and make some good money so that can feed into your creativity. We don't want to lose out on your magic because you have underestimated the significance of making good money as fuel for your energy, as fuel for your creativity. Don't let that be stifled. Hope that made sense, guys. If you want to ask me a question for future videos, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to help. See you guys.